I've never said my name on the YouTube channel. I just realized.
Interesting.
Let's just do it, eh?
There's no sticky up bits for either of us.
Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, Rocker Park Productions is an indie filmmaking channel where we make short films with the resources we already have with a focus on getting better every time. Today I'm sitting down with my friend Sean, who is an actor, and you might have seen him in one of our short films, The Self-Tape.
I'm just gonna say what we're all thinking. That was terrible. That was terrible. That was terrible. Hi everyone, yes, I'm Sean. I'm an actor, writer, and first-time director of Trapped. So really happy to be here talking with Bala.
So today Sean's going to share some of his biggest learnings from directing Trapped.
I've told the caterers to make sure that there are plenty of cheese rolls.
Cool.
Well, your father loved cheese rolls.
Yeah, he did.
Remember when we took you and Jake round the South Island and found that gorgeous little cafe in Gore?
Do you want to give us a general rundown of the whole process? How did the idea come about? How did you go about making it? And what was the process like?
Well, it's a follow-on from The Self-Tape. So Gabby, who wrote the film, she's my partner. She wanted to do something similar, so make a film from beginning to end. So she had the idea, she scripted it. She was very clear that wanted to be in the film. That's where it started, and then she brought me in as director, which I was keen to do as a first timer. We approached Bala to film it for us, be our DOP, and then we had a couple of assistants as well. So it was a small team, a little bit larger than The Self-Tape. We were just looking to level up our skills that we can then use in the industry to further our careers in various fields.
And just to add to that, I guess one big goal is just to finish it.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah, just to get it done.
Because I feel like we start so many projects like this at the scale where it's like no money, you do it for fun and for practice, and then you get busy and you never finish it. So one of our goals that we talked about was just to make sure that no matter what happens, no matter how busy we get, we actually finish it and put it out.
Yes.
Which we did.
Yes, I think it's also worth noting in any of those roles in isolation, you know, if you're a writer, you can often write a script and then it just goes on the shelf and nothing gets done with it. As an actor, you're just waiting for opportunities to come to you. As a director, you might have all the vision, but you've got nowhere to put it.
Yeah.
So in this way, by keeping the team small and relying on each other and, you know, using our multifaceted talents.
And wearing multiple hats.
You're wearing multiple hats. We're able to see, like Bala said, the film from beginning to end and actually have it completed. Yeah.
And now it's on YouTube and it's 13,000 views.
Yeah.
Which is
it's growing.
pretty crazy for like a film that we made on one weekend for zero money. Literally, like the only money we spent was Sean and Gabby shouting the crew lunch and a couple of props,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have spent more than $200.
No.
What was the hardest part of making the short?
There were a few challenges. I think one of the hardest parts was right at the beginning. We had to change locations. So we started filming the film in Gabby's flat, or the house that she was renting, because we didn't manage to get everything shot in one day. She had to move out of that house and relocate. And me as a director, I had a very specific vision for where this film was going to be filmed, and the house that she lived in was a character in itself. So for me, it was a lesson in letting go and learning that you can still achieve the same film or still achieve the same vision in a different location. So that was, I feel personally as a director, one of the main challenges.
Yeah. Directing actors, how was that for you?
That was also a challenge. It was the first time doing that. And I think I assumed as an actor that I would be able to understand that a lot better than I actually did. I think the biggest challenge with that was translating what I thought or how I thought a scene would go or how I wanted it to go, translating that into a language that the actor would understand. And I think what helped is our relationship as friends, and you know, Gabby's my partner, so because it was a safe space to do that, we could communicate a lot easier, and with a little bit of guidance, you know, having a little bit of directing experience and helping me along the way, it was just learning to give different prompts to try and achieve what it is that you want out of the scene or what you want the audience to feel.
Because you don't want to just sit there doing line reads as well.
No.
You got to figure out a way to direct the actor by communicating to them what you want and then having them do their version of your offer, right?
Yes. And we're very fortunate if you're working with a great actor, which, I probably sound biased for saying this, but when we're in the edit, we got such a variety of takes that it was actually sometimes quite hard to pick which one to go with because Gabby offered so many different great offers.
That's a good segue actually. What was the editing process like for you? Because I shot this and I edited it as well because we wanted to just keep it small and make sure that we actually finish it rather than roping in heaps of different people. So what was the editing process like for you as director?
Yeah, the editing process was, it was hard at first because I didn't understand the editing process. And again, this was learning for myself. In terms of learning to let go of it being perfect, like the first edit is real rough. And I think when I saw that, I was a bit worried that that's what the film was going to be. But, I was reassured that, that's just a real rough go at it and that we can finesse it and rework it.
And I feel like hating your first draft, your first rough cut in the edit is a part of the process.
Yeah. But in the end, I learned to really love it. And I think the biggest thing for me, when you see it how you saw it in your head, that was a great feeling.
It's real satisfying.
That was really satisfying, was seeing it and thinking, this is exactly what I envisioned. Yeah, so it was a really rewarding process to edit.
What are the 3 biggest lessons that you've taken away from this process, from directing your first short film ever, that you'll take forward into your next directing project?
To trust yourself, to trust that what you want from the film or what you want to see is great. Like it's not, there's no right or wrong. It's just your vision and to trust that. Another one as kind of a follow-up from that one would be to be more decisive. At the end of the day, these decisions that you're making aren't make or break. Make a decision and be happy with it, because the whole film will be great in the end. And
I also feel like the faster you make decisions, especially when you're on set filming, the faster you can make decisions, the more time you can spend actually rolling the camera.
Yes.
Which means the more footage you get, which means the more options you have in the edit.
Yes.
Whereas 100%. I've seen people spend a lot of time on set like thinking about a decision and wasting a lot of time actually being indecisive, whereas if they just picked an option and just shot a take, then they would probably have the time to shoot the other version as well. Another thing might be, I think we have the luxury in this instance, and I guess when you're making your own things out there, is to pick your team. If they're people you know or friends, it just makes the whole process that much easier and everyone can get on board with the vision or with what you're trying to say with this film or what you're trying to achieve. If everyone's on the same page, it makes the whole process a lot easier and nicer. It's a fun experience. It should be fun. And it really was shooting Trapped. What was your favorite part of the whole process? The filming of it. Because I think, again, going back to what we were saying earlier about how you can be a writer and have ideas shelved or be an actor and waiting for the phone to ring. I think when you're filming it, you're like, we're doing it. We're actually doing the thing. Yeah. Then it's the challenge of just getting it done. And you should, because you've put so much into getting to that, to getting that far, that you should see it through to the end. Yeah. It's not as hard as you think. It might seem like a real mammoth task. Yeah. But I think it's achievable for anyone. You really don't need that many resources to make something small and practice the craft, right? Like, obviously we can't make Fast and the Furious for free, but we can make short films like this for free, and we can keep doing this and keep getting better and better and better. And that's the goal, I guess, with our channel and with our group of creative friends. Yeah, and the idea is it's not going to be perfect. It's all learning. Like, Trapped is not a perfect short film, and it's not the best thing that we've made, but it was a fun experience. We learned a lot, and we got it done. Yeah, and that at the end of the day is the most important thing, just getting it done, putting it out there, and then moving on to the next one.
Yeah, and all you can do is get better. The more you do it, the better you'll become at it. And if you think about the greatest writers, actors, directors out there, they all had to start somewhere.
And this is where we start,
Yeah.
at my dining table. Thanks for watching. Let us know if you have any thoughts or feedback or questions for Sean in the comments below. Otherwise, like, share, subscribe, do the usual thing if you want to stay in the loop with our journey.